Welcome to the Rise to the Challenge podcast. Joining today, she's a model, actress, dancer, singer, songwriter, and producer. It's JD Reynolds. How you doing today, JD?
Hello, everyone. Hi, Alex. How are you? I'm well, thank you.
Doing good. We're so excited to have you on the show to talk about your rise to the challenge. What we like to do with all of our guests is go right to the beginning. Talk about where you're from and what did you like doing growing up?
Oh, well, I'm from Australia, Aussie country kid, and I still do everything Aussie country kid. So, ride horses, mudding, you name it. So, I'm also a surfer. So, we don't have a beach very far away. So we jump on our 4x4s and I go to the beach. But I'm still doing the same things now as I did as a kid.
As you mentioned, an Aussie kid, is it always outdoors? Is that what your parents taught you to be outdoors, enjoy, experience life, and those kind of things?
Yes, absolutely. So always outside, very rarely inside. You always knew where all the neighborhood kids were because there was a whole bunch of, BMX bikes or trail bikes or quad bikes all out the front of someone's house. So no, we were always outside, running amok, we used to call it, running amok.
Did you, now your career is in the entertainment industry, did you find any of those passions growing up, music, dancing, acting, those kind of things?
Yes. So everything I did as a kid, I still do now. And I still tap into everything that I love about the outdoors, about my country upbringing. It really does really take a major part in all of my songwriting. And a lot of the fans, that's what I love about my fans. They really get into my lyrics and they say, every time we hear a new song from you, we feel as though we're getting to know you more and more. And I think that's because my lyrics are pages ripped out of my diaries and turned into songs.
I love how you mentioned about the fans and the lyrics because I think that's so crucial when it comes to music is fans really can pick up some things or different points of views from the artist's lyrics. And the artist is maybe thinking, how did they get that from that lyric? Or how did they know that? Is there
I
any
know. I agree. They're so intuitive. Just this one little line or one little word, and then your fans go, "Oh, JD, hang on a second." Yeah, so I love how intuitive they are. I love how they really just dive into the lyrics and learn them really quickly. And I think it is a way of them learning more and more about me. And I love that. I drop little hints in my songs about me, and I think they look forward to hearing that and just learning more.
as you're growing up, did you have anyone that was a big influence for you, a big motivator in your life?
Always God and my mum. So they're my two biggest influences, and also my grandma as well. She was a really, really creative, outgoing lady. So she was always encouraging me, and same with mum, just to do whatever I wanted to do. Do it your way, little JD. Do it however you like to do it. You're on God's path and you can't go wrong. And I've always just kept those words with me all the time.
Is there anything that you remember as a big bonding moment with your grandmother or your mom that kind of brought your guys' passions together?
There's so many, Alex. The one story that really sticks in my head is that I am a dancer and I'm a trained ballerina, and I was thrown onto a big stage at a very young age because I've always been really tall. So I remember being at one of our most iconic theatres and entertainment houses is the Sydney Opera House. And so I was a little ballerina. I was in the wings, and when the older girls ran past me and I was about to go on, uh, accidentally snared my ballet tights, and I had this massive run just go straight down
Oh,
my tights, and I was about to go on, and my mum just smiled at me. She ripped the tights off my legs like the Hulk. She just ripped them off, and she got a scoop of this hair gel and she rubbed it all over my legs. And she said, "Now you're ready. Go get them, kid." And so that moment just taught me, don't sweat the little things. And it was kind of funny. Your ballet masters are backstage and they're glaring at you because you don't have your stockings on. And then after the show, the audience is talking about the little glitter ballerina. That was it, the little glitter ballerina. And so from that one moment where it could have been a disaster turned into a really lovely moment. It taught me a lot, that one moment. It taught, and especially my mum, don't sweat it, off you go.
I mean, that's so true. Like, I think a lot of people use that same kind of aspect where don't sweat the small stuff and get out there and continue because just because that small thing is not going to affect you what you do in everyday life. If it's an error on a test or error at work, you go and showcase like that error was supposed to happen. And like
Correct.
the rip tights, and then the glitter and all over, you went out there and just continued. Do you think that helped you where you are today with performance aspect where you don't sweat the small stuff and if something goes wrong, a mic goes out or something like that, you're still going to perform because you're giving a show.
Correct. My mum taught me, and my grandma said, underneath all of it, underneath the tutu, underneath the leggings, underneath the point shoes, you're still you, JD. You can do without all of that. You can go out there and you can dance, and they'll still see you. So always be yourself, always be your true self. Don't sweat the small stuff. And yes, that's really helped me. So if I'm live or a show or doing an interview and something happens, an earring flies off into the show, I'll just look out and say, that earring's for you guys. So yeah, it is a really, those little lessons that you don't really think that you're learning as you're little, but when you know, as you grow, you think, wow, they were such cool moments, and you do carry them with you in life. And yeah, everyone, don't sweat the small stuff, because no matter what, people will still see you. They'll still see your true heart, and really that's all that matters, I reckon.
I totally agree. Sometimes we're asked that fun question growing up, what's our dream job? What was that dream job that you were wanting to do growing up?
Exactly where I was. I wanted to be on a stage, and it is where I wanted to be. Ballerina, singer. That's where I really felt more myself than anywhere else. So I always knew I wanted to be on a stage, and I was just fortunate enough to have the type of mum that was encouraging, and said to me, "Do whatever you want. Do whatever you want. Take yourself where your heart is guiding you."
Did you have a like dream stage? You talked about the Sydney Opera House being that big iconic stage that a lot of people know. Outside of Australia, was there a big stage that you were hoping to perform at growing up?
Yeah, take a guess. Take a guess. Guess wherever a country artist wants to wants to sing.
Let me
The
guess this.
Grand Ole Opry. I
I was
would
about to
love
say
to.
the Grand Ole
Yes.
Opry because every singer I interview, it's always that, but that just shows how iconic that performance stage is.
Yes. So my two most iconic stages that I've always wanted to be on, I've checked one off, but as a dancer, Sydney Opera House, I'd love to be at the Sydney Opera House and have a sing. But the Grand Ole Opry, sign me up. I'm ready to sing my heart out.
With going towards the adult stage, was education a focus point, or was it really getting out and really building that career path with singing, dancing, and all of that?
No, education as well. So my thought was that I wanted to be able to give myself a few different paths to take,
Mhm.
and so I've never wanted to box myself in, because I think there would be too much, maybe just a little bit too much pressure just on that one path. I always just wanted to have a few paths,
Mhm.
so whether it be dancing and acting, which I do, and singing, and education as well. I loved studying. I know that's a bit dorky as a kid, but I really loved learning. I loved learning new things and reading new things. And so, yeah, education was a big part of, my upbringing. So I think that was a really good thing for me to be able to have just different avenues to explore and to choose.
What did you like focus on in education?
Well, in my education, I loved English. I loved language. So advanced literacy, poetry. all reading all the greats, and I'm a big romantic at heart, so I love all the old novels, and I just love the way in which they're written, the language, the literacy, the just the beauty of novels. So and I think heading down that path of education really helped me as a songwriter, and that hasn't done my poor romantic heart any good. Where's my white knight already? But it really has the romantic writer in me. It has helped. And I don't know, I'm a bit true romantic, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Take my heart, break my heart, give it back to me, mend it up, and let's go again.
Well, kind of fitting that you went into the literacy route because as a songwriter, you really have to showcase emotions through your lyrics and your writing, and you're getting able to see the different kind of styles of poems, books, and things like that. Is there a signature style or a book that kind of has played a big influence in your lyrics, like kind of style?
This I really like older your older romance novels, and your old poetry,
Mhm.
and I love just reading Johnny Cash's lyrics, and I love just reading Prince's lyrics, taking the music away and just reading them as poetry. I love reading Dolly's lyrics, and literally just having the words make me feel emotion, and taking and stripping it bare. So I just love reading Roy Orbison because my mum was a Roy Orbison fan. So I used to love reading his lyrics, just reading them.
Mhm.
And so that is poetry within itself. And I think that, but especially Prince, I used to love just reading his lyrics, and Johnny Cash, reading his lyrics going, oh man, seriously, this is cool. And so, I call it just that beautiful poetry. And I think that's what great songwriting, and that's what I love about country music too, because it tells a story.
Is that the kind of the genre you were wanting to perform at was country? But nowadays it seems like no one is like one signature style. They all have like all of them kind of grouped together. What is your music genre and style?
The funny thing is, everyone's saying to me at the moment that you've got the JD sound. That's a genre within itself. It's called the JD sound. And I was really flattered by that. I thought that was really cool. And people say to me, "You look country, you sound country, you feel country, your lyrics are country, but somehow you're so original. You've really got your own genre." And we can feel that it's country in our hearts, but it's kind of JD genre, and that's one of the biggest compliments I've been given, because I think as an artist, a lot of people really do try to find their own sound, and I think I'm very lucky enough to have found it very, very easily and quickly, and really be comfortable in my own sound. It's fresh. It's a fresh twist on country. It's traditional country roots. Everything's very, very traditional. It's just got this freshness wrapped around it in a big country hug.
I want to go back to the first song you wrote because sometimes artists look at the first song that they wrote to where they are today and they see the growth and development in their
Yeah.
music journey. Talk about what was the concept around that song and how did it feel to release it and let the public hear it?
Well, the first song that I wrote, I haven't released yet, but I'm going to be releasing it very
Oh.
soon. Yes. So it is the song that really kicked me off. Can I say just it really ignited my sound, really ignited a passion in me that I said, this is who I want to be. This is where I'm at. This is the sound. So I am going to be releasing it. I've been working with my producer, Braden Williams, and he's a legend. He's worked with everyone, with Snoop and Beyonce, and I'm the first country artist that he's worked with. And I think that's really helped with this cool freshness country sound. So the first song I wrote, it is it's raw. The lyrics are really real. I once again stripped pages out of my diary and was really reading these lyrics, and I was thinking, my goodness, this the even as I'm writing in my diary, you could just tell I'm a songwriter. And so I am really looking forward to releasing that song. I think it's going to tell and show fans uh, a, a lot about me. And they're going to have questions. I love it when my fans ask questions about my songs, because or they can say, "Oh my God, that happened to me too." So I'm looking forward to that, Alex. Just releasing the first song that hit it off for me, and it's a song that. And it's really, it doesn't matter how many times I have heard it, it still brings that little tear to your eye because it's just so special to you.
Without giving too many details about that, because I know you want to keep it hidden, when's the
Yeah.
potential release of that? Now, people listening to this, it's definitely a different time than we're taping to when it will be released. But when's
Yep.
that potential release for your fans to know about it?
I'm going to give you a little exclusive and say somewhere around September.
Hey, that'll be here quick. Let's be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah, that's right. Yes. So I've got a new single coming out. It's getting released Friday, 23rd of June. And then after that, I'm going to be releasing, the first song I wrote.
With all the songs that you have done, including the one that's being released at the time of this interview on Friday, what's been the biggest thing it's taught you about being a singer-songwriter?
The thing that it's taught me is that just to be very, very true to yourself. Only sing the lyrics that you want to sing, because that's where your feeling comes from. If there is a word in a song or a phrase in a song, and and I think that and someone might say to me, "Oh," or I'm in the studio, so, "Oh, can you rephrase that, or can you change this word or that word?" I've really got to sit down and think, okay, well, no, that's the word that I was feeling at the time. That's the word that I need to keep in the song,
Mhm.
because that's the word that ties in the emotion that I was feeling at the time. So it's really taught me to keep extremely true in lyrics to who I am and what I want my fans to hear.
We talked about earlier about your fans really learning new things about you through your lyrics. Is there one specific lyric that you were surprised that a lot of your fans kind of were like, wow, how did they know this? Or did they, it was kind of a big shock to you that they kind of understood it, or a big reflection that they could compare to what you were going through in that lyric?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. I think it was the song One Eye Open that I released, that a lot of people were writing to me, asking me questions, saying, "Oh my goodness, I can relate to this. I can relate to the lyric. I've gone through something really similar." And that was a song that I was thinking, oh, should I release it? Should I not release it? Yeah, I'll release it. It's a part of who I am. And it's the one song that I had the most questions about. Fans writing in, asking me about it. The opening line, they say to me, "Oh my God, you're always so sweet and bubbly." And that opening line of "You've messed with the wrong girl one time too many," and it's, hang on a second. Oh, this you see a different side of of JD. And I liked how I liked how much the conversation was built around that particular song, of people writing in saying, "Well, this is how I feel about the song. What do you think? What do you think?" And it just really opened the doors on social media for my fans to get together and have a good chat.
For anyone that just heard her sing for the few seconds, beautiful voice, I want to say, beautiful voice.
Ah, thank you.
Big,
Thank you.
big, big thing during the pandemic era is artists really had to kind of pivot and really showcase social media and content creation as a way to get their name out there and really still connect with their fans. How has social media or content creation play an effect in your journey and career?
A big part, a really big part, because I've been able to connect with so many people all around the world. So when I released my song 8 Seconds, I was quite flabbergasted at how the South American people just loved the song and fell in love with it, and then started using Google Translate to communicate with me and leave me messages.
Oh.
And the whole bull riding community all the way through South America, and in Mexico as well. They just started reaching out and saying, "Oh, my brother is a bull rider, or my boyfriend's a bull rider, or my son is a bull rider, and this song really touched our hearts. And this particular line here in 8 Seconds really made us burst out in tears." And I know I wrote 8 Seconds. It was about bull riding, professional bull riding, dedicated to professional bull riders and protection athletes and their families and people who love them. And the amount of outpour of love, and from the riders themselves. I had the top bull riders in the world writing to me saying, "You're singing words that as a tough cowboy we would never speak out loud. And just listening to your song has given me a lot of comfort and a lot of food for thought." And that coming from, bull riders who are sitting in the top 10 in the world right now. Uh, that that to me really, I don't know, it just made my heart go. I was really, really moved by it. And so social media, that impact of social media, that song and my little stories about bull riding being able to reach so many people in so many different corners of the globe and bring everyone together under one big JD Reynolds family umbrella was just a beautiful thing. And so social media, I find, it's just kind of like your little online family. They're there for you. They're really there for you.
It's crazy how people that you never would probably have met, or but the way that you're able to connect with them just through a platform, just by words, just typing messages or voice messages, how connected you can be in just the quick amount of seconds you're reading something where you're in different parts of the country or even the world, and you're able to connect in that way.
It's quite amazing, isn't it? It really is. I have quite a few young female fans in India, and they write to me a lot, and they're getting ready for events or weddings, and they will literally quickly send me little videos saying, "Oh, JD, I don't know what earrings. Can you please choose the earrings for me? These ones or these ones?" And just these beautiful little messages that I get that really make my day and make me feel a part of their life, even though I've never met them. It's quite unbelievable, isn't it?
Talking about the other avenues that you're a part of, acting is one of those. What's been that experience like for you, and any big moments that have played a big part in that career?
Acting is something I'm really passionate about. I find that when the cameras are on, I kind of go into an acting mode. I hope that makes sense. And I love script writing. I love telling stories, and expressing those stories through art. So whether it be acting, whether it be through music, I think the art of storytelling is one of the most beautiful in the world. And so acting for me is just something I'm truly passionate about. Apparently I'm pretty good pretty good at it too. I'd love to get involved with some film, with movies. I mean, the dream is to be a part of just a great film, a film that changes lives, whether it be an indie film, whether it be a blockbuster. It doesn't matter as long as it's just changing lives and helping people. And I'm friends with some pretty A-lister actors on social social media, and I'm just, when you're just waiting for that cool time to come along and a great script to come along, and you just think, and then you need that director and the producer to say, who'd be good for this?
Yep.
JD Reynolds. She'd be rocking in this bit. I'd love to do it. I'm ready to rock and roll, and that's just another part of who I am. And yeah, that'd be cool, Alex. You do.
I know. I feel like I'm waiting for that call. Like how I talked about what's your dream job. Mine was game show host. I'm waiting for some game show company to call me and say, I want
You would
to
be so
host.
good.
And I'm just waiting. I'm like, okay, where's my phone? Are they going to call?
You would be so good at that.
And
You really would be.
it's just funny how that was my dream job or that dream. But I'm still hosting my own show with this.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
I'm still fulfilling that. Have you been able to
You
fulfill,
never know.
like, do you do music videos for your songs? Does that kind of help with
Yes.
acting and getting on camera and being able to show people, hey, I can do this, I can do that. Where's that next film for me?
Yes, that's right. No, look, I love doing my video clips. The video clip for Whatever was extremely successful. That was, I think, my second single that I ever released, and then we did a music video for that, and that literally that premiered, with 8 million viewers watching it.
Wow.
And then I was just, I just went. It just went so global very quickly, and that was just me and my girls having fun, and just in our own 4x4s in the front of my property, just having fun. And I do love that aspect of the music videos. We are in the process of filming another music video right now for my upcoming release, and there's a chance where I get to do a little acting in that. So I said I'm writing a little bit of a script for this one. So yeah, that'll be exciting. I'm looking forward to just people watching it and getting their reaction from that. So the music videos and the acting, I really feel, just do, for me personally, just kind of sit side by side. And it'd be great for directors just to be watching music videos and thinking, what, this, I can see this happening.
Yeah. You've done modeling, acting, dancing, singing, songwriting. Is there anything from a career aspect that you're like, I want to really dive into this, or I want to go maybe add a different avenue, something completely that's not in the entertainment industry, and try that to see how would I do with it?
So something completely out of the entertainment industry.
Or if there's something in the entertainment industry that you like hosting or something that you're like, I want to try this. I think I can
Oh,
do
script writing.
script
Script
writing.
writing. Yes, yes. So I'm script writing. I mean, I'm lending my hand to it. At the moment, I am writing a movie. Just in downtime. Like, where's that? But I've got a great idea for a movie, and I've been thinking about it for a long time. So I have started writing it, and it's I love it. I just love it. I love writing movies. I love writing script, and so that's something that I feel that I'm really leaning on my literacy education and my songwriting ability, and just that's really helping write a movie. Just getting those emotive scenes out. So I don't know. Stay tuned, but it's really cool. I've only written about 40 pages at the moment, and I've shown a few close people in my life. I've said, look, can you have a read of this? And they always do the, oh, you've got to be, I want to go and see this, which is really nice to have that reaction, because man, the people in my life are blunt. So they will tell me how it is. So for them to be reacting like that, I'm excited about it. Let's just see what happens. Who knows?
Is it a romance film?
It's definitely got love in it. It's got a little action. It's got love in it. It's got a little action in it. It's got some laughter in it. Got some some tears in it as well. It's just a bit of an emotional roller coaster from start to finish. And I love an emotional roller coaster. Who doesn't love one of those?
To give the fans a little bit more about the song that's coming out on Friday, at the time of this interview, you were posting about pre-saving and it's coming out soon. At the time this interview does come out, it'll already be out. What is the one thing that you want your listeners or fans to really understand about this song that's about to be released?
I want fans to understand that it's okay doing things your way on your time, and ignoring outside noise. This song is about young love and knowing what true love is at a young age, and not being told that it's not love. Not, and you've just got to believe and feel everything in your heart. Ignore the outside world. Do everything your way. And this song is about finding your person at a young age, and people really not believing it is your person, but it really is. And so just growing together in love and life, and letting love lead the way. That's what it is. Love conquers all.
We've been on this journey talking about your career and your journey, but sometimes our listeners love to really learn even more about the guests. When JD is not working, not writing songs, what does JD like to do for fun nowadays?
I'm either on a horse or on a surfboard. That's it. That's what. I'll tell you what. But and the surf is where I love. I write a lot of songs sitting on my surfboard, waiting for the next set just to roll in. That's where I'm at.
Do you have a signature beach that you go to go surfing?
Every single beach, and no word of a lie, every single beach all the way along the east coast of Australia is perfect, everyone. It's perfect. Anywhere along the east coast of New South Wales, you'll find me. Oh, no, you'll find me. But the funny thing is, I'm the girl surfing in a bikini, no matter what. I don't know how y'all surf in those wetsuits. It's beyond me. They're so restrictive.
We see a lot of shows that show about the beaches in Australia. Is that really what it's like? And is it that thrilling, that fun experience thrill when you're going out there catching a wave and those kind of things?
Alex, it's better. It's better. It is better than anything that you've seen. Any kind of movie, any kind of video that you've seen on Australia's east coast of the beaches, you have got to see it in person, because I do not think that anything does it justice. Nothing does it justice than just standing there, seeing it, taking it all in, and being out there. But if you're a first timer, if you're a beginner, go straight up to the lifesavers, ask them to give you a reading of the beach. Just say, hi, can you spend a couple of minutes with me teaching me about the beach? And ask them to give you a reading. It's the best thing for tourists. Ask the lifesavers to give you a reading on the beach wherever you're at.
One of my dreams to go to Australia is based on the show Bondi Rescue. Go to Bondi Beach, and
Oh, but cool.
because I've seen every episode, and it just
Yeah.
I am an ocean guy. I'm a water guy, and
Yeah.
we see how popular it is. Tourists go there. People are having fun.
Yeah.
Kids, all different types of people are going there, and it's just I want to be there. I want to experience it. I'm tired of seeing it on TV, on videos. I want to be there in person and experience it like you get to experience it.
You will love it. Bondi is exactly as is. Bondi Rescue, it is exactly what it is. There's no smoke and mirrors in that show. The water is that color. The sand is that color. The people are as beautiful and as cool and as awesome and as interesting as you see them. You've got everyone from all walks of life just on Bondi Beach. It's one of the must dos. The funny thing is, you won't find a lot of locals. Bondi Beach. Wear it a few beaches over, and I'm not going to say which one. So wear it a few beaches over, either to the left or to the right. But yes, if you come to Australia, Bondi Beach is a must. Go to icebergs, sit up, sit by the ocean baths, by the ocean pools, and it is more beautiful in person than you can imagine, Alex.
Do you have a dream destination, like if you got to travel anywhere that you would want to go?
I've already visited my dream destination and it lived up to my expectations. I always wanted to go to Hawaii and spend some time on the North Shore, and see Pipeline, and I did that, and it just beautiful. Oh my God, the people are beautiful. The vibe is exactly the way in which they describe it in movies, and I had so much fun on the North Shore of Hawaii in Oahu, with the locals. They just really embraced me. The surfers really just embrace you there, and that it was my dream destination, and I was just thankful and lucky enough to go, and it just lived up to everything that I thought it would be.
The final question I'll ask you, for someone that's listening to this interview based on your journey and experience, what tips or advice would you give them to overcome obstacles, accomplish their goals, and rise to the challenge?
Here we go. uh, I would say listen to constructive criticism, but really learn the difference between criticism and constructive criticism. So always listen to yourself. Stay true to yourself. Uh, don't try not to go off the beaten path. If someone says, "Oh, I don't really like this direction," or "I don't like that direction," just stay true to who you are. And my very best piece of advice that I'll ever give anybody is to always take someone with you who is in your corner to every gig, every photo shoot, every audition, every single place that you need to go. Take someone who is in your corner. A family friend, a mum, a brother, someone who's there for you and only for you. That's my best piece of advice.
JD, I want to thank you so much for coming on the show and talking about your rise to the challenge. You're inspiring so many people, and we are excited to see what the future looks like for you.
Alex, thanks so much for having me on. I had so much fun speaking with you, and thank you to all of your fans as well. Much love from me.